2020. It's been awful for so many, well, at least over here in the United States, like we were talking
Yeah.
earlier. It's been awful over here for so many reasons. Obviously, the pandemic. Like, was there ever any adjustment period for you when like stuff first started happening? And if there were, what were like some of the biggest like adjustments for you, whether it be life, YouTube, whatever?
Man.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
like we
there wasn't.
spoke. No, yeah, that's kind of it though, for me and for, well, I'm from Holland. I'm from the Netherlands. So
Mhm.
you guys over in the United States, I assume you're from the United States, right? Or Canada?
Yes, sir. No, United States.
So yeah, you guys got hit way harder in terms of like with the lockdowns and stuff, and things closing down and I don't know, like all that stuff. And here it was very, we had a very mild approach to the entire pandemic. So
That's a
yeah,
good
that
thing.
being said, it is a good thing. There was just a mild thing, like, okay, watch your manners, watch your space, just be reasonable with each other. Don't get into each other's private space. That was basically it, Not as crazy as I assume what you went through in the last couple of months.
Yeah, 6 months later, man, we're still stuff's still really, really. I mean, they're trying to get back to normal, but stuff's still a lot different here than it is in other parts of the world. I think
Yeah.
everybody can pretty much see that. And most of our audience, yeah, they are US based. So for someone like myself or someone who's listening, who's from the United States, who's never been to the UK, Holland, or whatever, what could like we expect, minus the pandemic and all that stuff going aside, what could like I expect or we expect if we were visiting Sonny and the crew over there in Holland? What's going down, man?
All right, listen up. So first of all, we are very direct people in general. Like
Oh, shit.
we are very direct. We say things as they are. We're also very like we accept one another in
Mhm.
Holland.
Mhm.
We're very multicultural, so we're kind of really used to like, there is shit going on in America, right? Like
Mhm.
you can't deny it. That sort of stuff.
Facts.
Of course, is happening everywhere in the world, but it's on such a small scale in Holland. Like it's really non-existent. Like people who have like weird mindsets towards any other ethnicity is just not like tolerated at all.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
we're all human freaking beings on this goddamn meatball, and we got to respect one another. But you also hear like, okay, so that's one side of the spectrum. The other side is like, if you are being a dickhead, we will tell you that you are a dickhead to your face.
Nice.
Like,
Nice.
you should stop being a dickhead.
Right. No, so
Yeah.
like, do you like the UK is a lot more congested, it's smaller, whatever. Do you travel a lot? Minus now, obviously, outside of this time now, like, do you traditionally travel? Like, well, like,
You mean like internationally or?
well, just I mean, because like you're like here in the United States, we have states, right?
Oh yeah,
Everything's
sure,
states.
yeah.
So we just travel. If I travel within the states, I'm still within the states. If you guys kind of like your states are different countries, like, do you travel a lot to like other neighboring countries a lot? Like, how does like what do you?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because like to us, it's not that big of a deal at all. Because Belgium is, for instance, is not even 15 minutes away from me. Like that's a different country.
Damn.
If I drive for 3 hours to the south, I'm in France.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, we do that. Like sometimes if I want to go shopping in another country, I'll just like, freaking get on my freaking pedal bike and just bike to Belgium.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why that question kind of sounded like weird to you, because you're like, yeah, we just go to different countries all the time. It's nothing. 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I'm in another. I'm speaking a completely different language. Yeah, that's not the case here. I either going to Canada or I'm going to Mexico, which both of those are a good traveling distance, driving or flying. So
it literally is like, well, how long is it traveling from the east to the west coast?
Shoot, it's 3,000 miles. So if you drove, you would have to drive straight, no brakes, no nothing, to come from East Coast, like North Carolina, where I'm at, all the way to California. That'd be like, if you drove straight, that's almost 2 days.
Shit,
you know what I'm saying? Like straight
Shit.
up, right? It's like that's how big the United States is. That's why I was telling people when the pandemic first happened. In fairness, yeah, we've acted really reckless, but it was easy to predict that it was going to spread like wildfire, because no other country has the connectivity like we do. Just driving,
Yeah.
just like everywhere. You don't
Yeah.
need a passport to go. You know what I mean? So everything's a little bit different. Having said that, we still handle it obviously the poorest out of anybody in the whole world, but that's a whole different story. You know what I mean?
No, but I get it. Like, it's really tough. We can maintain, we maintain borders in between our countries. You know, when you cross, well, not Netherlands and Belgium, not so much, but Belgium and France, there is a border you have to pass. And literally what people said, it's like, we're just going to close the borders there. You know, there's no going from Belgium to France, and there's no airplanes going from Belgium to France. There's no way to go anywhere right now. And that shit just really doesn't apply to you. Like, there's no way to control people and force people to stay put, really, which is different. Yeah.